rice gruel rising through their fingers. "Tell me about it," Neal answered. He'd been a prisoner in the weird kind of place for 3 years, long enough for the strange to have become the familiar. He filled Graham's cup with green tea, made a small bow out of habit, then filled his own. "You have any coffee?" Graham asked. Neal shook his head. If 3 years' confinement in a Buddhist monastery had done nothing else for him, it had cured his caffeine addiction. "How about milk and sugar?" asked Graham. "Sorry." "A clean cup?" "It is clean." Right, Graham thought. He'd seen the rats scurrying around the dining hall down the hill. "I've missed you, son," Graham said. "I've missed you, Dad." Neal had never met his real father, a guy who apparently hadn't figured on getting a kid for his $20 investment, so Joe Graham had pretty much taken over the role. Neal had thought about him every day of his imprisonment. No, not imprisonment. Internment is what the Chinese had called it. An internment that was finally over. Or was it? "Did you come to bring me back?" he asked Graham. "No, I'm picking up my laundry." Little asshole, Graham thought. "I've only been tracking you down for 3 years, ever since they told me you were dead." "Let me tell you, kid," Graham said. "It cost the bank one hell of a lot of money to spring you. Next time, get yourself popped in Rhode Island. A pizza with extra cheese and you're out of there." Graham tasted his tea and grimaced. "What, they mow the lawn and then dump the grass into a pot of water?" "How much money?" Neal asked. "I don't want you to get a swelled head, but we're talking about a low-interest, unsecured loan for agricultural development in Sichuan province." "A bribe," Neal said. "Big-time bribe." "Thanks. You're a friend of the family." Friends of the family, Neal thought. The bank's shadow department that handled difficult problems for its larger investors. His erstwhile employer. Or was it? "Do I still work for Friends?" Neal asked. "Did you ever?" "Since I was 12 years old, Dad. Since you caught me picking your pocket and put my dubious skills to work for you. And now you've come to take me home." "Besides," Graham said, "we got an errand for you." "What?" Graham looked at him quizzically. 3 years vacation isn't enough for you?" "Vacation? You call hauling wooden buckets of water up this friggin' mountain a vacation? Lugging bundles of firewood on my back? Listening to a bunch of religious fanatics chant the same goddamn note for 3 years? That's a vacation?" "To each his own," Graham shrugged. "I want to go back to New York, Graham. I want to sit in the burger joint with the ink from my New York Times smudging the bun of a rare Swiss burger as the juices run down my wrist. I want an iced coffee sweating there right beside me, where I can just reach out and grab it. I want to walk down the west side of Broadway and then amble back up the east side. I want— Aye. Graham titched. "Graham!" "Don't get all worked up," Graham said. "I'm just talking about a little job I need your help with. We'll stop off in Los Angeles, do this thing, and you'll be back in New York slobbering your food before you know it. I worry about you, though, you know? Locked up all this time and you think about cheeseburgers." "What kind of job? What thing?" Neal asked. The last job had landed him in this place. Graham peered into his teacup. "I don't suppose they have egg creams, huh?" Neal shook his head. "A missing kid," Graham said. "Daddy picked him up on Friday for their 1 weekend-a-month visitation. Didn't bring him back on Sunday night. No big deal." "What's wrong with the sheriff's department?" "Nothing's wrong with the sheriff's department," Graham answered, "except that they don't pay much attention to custody cases even when the mother is famous." "What's she famous for?" Neal asked. Famous was bad. Famous was trouble. "Something to do with movies. What, you need a resume? Are you working for us or what? Because the Chinese can't cash the check until you're safely back in the States. So we can still tell them that you'd rather stay here. I just need you for backup. I can get anybody." "Actually, I can't just get anybody," Graham thought. "I need you. But we gotta take this one step at a time, ease you back in."